everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, Data Protection Commission to begin active enforcement of the Data Protection Act 843 today. Businesses including Hisense and Morocco Fast Food that have failed to register with the Commission face sanctions, including prison term. Also, Bank of Ghana maintains financial support extended to the government for last year was legal as they secured the necessary approval from Parliament. Also, Internal Audit Agency says it has uncovered many public sector workers with different date of birth, a move that will cut down ghost names on government payroll and save the country from wastage. Details coming up. My name is Daryl Kwal. Thanks for being with us this morning. Hello to our friends listening from Koforidua on KTU Radio. First up, the Data Protection Commission will today begin active enforcement of the Data Protection Act 843. Businesses that have failed to register with the Commission as data controllers but are processing personal data are liable to summary conviction, to a fine, or a term of imprisonment. Falling under the radar for non-compliance include Hisense Group and Morocco Fast Food, out of many others on the compiled list for prosecution. In a statement, the Data Protection Commission said it intends to recover some millions of cedis owed the state by non-compliant authorities that have been notified of their legal obligations but have failed to act in compliance with Act 843. The enforcement action by the Commission will continue to ensure that all businesses processing personal data assume their legal obligations under the Data Protection Act. Now, the Bank of Ghana has maintained that financial support extended to the government last year was legal as it secured the necessary approval from Parliament. The minority in Parliament, in a statement, denied approving budget support and participation in the debt exchange program. Here's George Affe with more.
Based on their engagement with some directors of the Bank of Ghana, they maintain that their act allows the bank to step in and make what it calls temporary advances to government. Under those emergency circumstances, the governor of the Bank of Ghana, the Minister of Finance, and Controller and Accountant General shall meet and decide on the limit of borrowing. The Finance Minister is then required to submit a report to Parliament, which the Finance Ministry says it was done. The Bank of Ghana again points to sections of the Act which says the Governor of the Bank of Ghana is not supposed to report directly to Parliament on this financing, but rather submit a report to the Finance Minister, which should be laid before the House for consideration. The Bank of Ghana claims all these things were done before the financial assistance was extended to government. Also been told by the Bank of Ghana that the amendment of Act 918 passed in 2016 did not repeal the current act which aided this financial support to government.
George Affe with that report. Economist Professor Godfrey Bokwing is calling for stringent measures that will compel the Finance Minister to obey the Fiscal Responsibility Act to cut overspending. He argues that the suspension of the Act in 2018 gave the Finance Minister the opportunity to spend recklessly without assessing its impact on the economy. Speaking to Joy Business, Professor Bokwing stressed the need for Parliament to ensure that finance ministers do not ignore the Fiscal Responsibility Act to protect the public purse.
Once you were kicked out of the market, and at that time the fiscal vulnerabilities were clear. We had just come out of COVID interspersed with 2020 election. The abuse was clear. The fiscal deficit was higher than anticipated. But then we had suspended the Fiscal Responsibility Act. Even when it was in full operation, we never complied with it. We massaged the numbers largely, okay? Even right from 2018, you will see that we were reporting deficit on a parallel level, with and without. Deficit without financial sector cleanup, and then the energy sector indebtedness. Once we excluded those ones.
You heard economist Professor Godfrey Bokwing. The Internal Audit Agency says it has uncovered many public sector workers with different dates of birth, a move that will cut down ghost names on government payroll and save the country from wastage. According to its Chief Executive, Dr. Eric Oduosai, it has adopted a preventive approach to reduce abuse of public funds. Speaking at a post-budget forum organized by the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana, Dr. Oduosai said the element of unearned salaries has been reducing.
We don't want to spend money chasing money that is stolen. That we don't want to go there again. Now, we want to adopt a preventive approach. That is why on a quarterly basis, every internal audit unit will have to submit the report. Internal audit unit will do a follow-up. Where there's culpability, it is criminal, we work with you to get you prosecuted or we retrieve the money. And that has been doing on consistent basis. The ESPP thing too, now you see that the ghost play is a thing of the past, which is reducing. The element of earning salary is reducing. So when you have the controller, the Ministry of Finance, to make sure that we clean up the compensation of government table and the HRMIN that is also linking to the central payment system is also weeding out a lot of ghost players.
You had Chief Executive Officer of the Internal Audit Agency, Dr. Eric Oduosai. President of the Association of Ghana Industries, Dr. Humphrey Dake, has raised concern about the high tariffs of the port, saying the businesses of members are being destroyed. According to him, the timing is not right for the increases because of the current economic condition that businesses are battling with. He tells Joy Business government must do something about it.
Well, those are the dynamics that comes with a construction economy, a low productive economy, and services becomes the route through which a number of revenues and levies are collected from businesses. This government of levies coming from the port now are constraining our activities in terms of the business services that we offer within these geographical areas. So they are not pleasing and exciting times to have price adjusted.
President of the Association of Ghana Industries, Dr. Humphrey Dake. Ecobank Ghana has organized a conference for holders of its junior savings account to inculcate and promote the culture of savings in young people. According to Executive Director of Ecobank Ghana, Dr. Edward Botwe, children stand to enjoy interest on amounts they save. He spoke to Joy Business at the launch.
In terms of returns that they receive, there are lots of them. One, the interest rates that we pay out on this account, but even beyond the interest rates that we pay out, I think the whole culture of getting kids to learn how to save, the ideas and thoughts that we share with them, the benefits go beyond interest rates. It goes way beyond having an account. It covers lessons that we do share with them also.
Executive Director of Ecobank Ghana, Dr. Edward Botwe. The Ghana Cocoa Board has announced that it will make investment into quaternary health infrastructure to help its farmers and also promote health tourism. This type of health facility, according to Cocoa Board, will be higher compared to the tertiary healthcare system, such as the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Delivering a lecture at the UPSA, Chief Executive Joseph Boy Edu said the investment will yield good returns in future.
The Ghana Cocoa Board and the cocoa industry plays a pivotal role supporting the development of this country. We think it is important that we arrange with the private sector to have such a facility in Ghana. And we call that the quaternary, the quaternary facility. Once we have that, then it will even become a tourism, health facility, so that people from the West African region, for example, instead of maybe going to South Africa or going to Europe, going to, let's say, Asia or any place, going to the US for certain treatment, can then come to Ghana.
You had Chief Executive of Cocoa Board, Joseph Boy Edu. Let's turn to the stock market. Shares of Societe Generale and Total Energies are expected to be on high demand on the stock market this week. Here's Grace Monayan of Data Bank Research with a preview of market activities.
Last week, the bourse registered 6 price movers of 3 gainers and 3 laggards. Fan Milk, GCB Bank, and Standard Chartered Bank all gained on the market, whereas MTN Ghana, Access Bank, and Ecobank Ghana ended the week with losses. Outweighed by the losses, the Ghana Stock Exchange Composite Index reprieved 2.45% of its gains, reducing its year-to-date gain to 24.83%, while the Data Bank Stock Index fell 1.85% weekly, with its year-to-date gains declining to 13.31%. Based on the outstanding bids and offers on the market, we tip Societe Generale and Total Energies to rise this week, while we forecast MTN to fall. For Joy Business Reports, Grace Munanian of Data Bank Research.
Thanks, Grace. Let's check the markets as we wrap up this morning. The dollar going for 11 cedis 43 pesos on the currency market. The pound going for 14 cedis 83 pesos. The euro going for 12 cedis 65 pesos. On the commodity market, crude oil open trading this morning.